Originally posted prior to the Trump-Biden debate, this has been reposted to be presented by me, Maddie, because the speculation that the Democratic National Committee would simply replace Biden has come to pass. Though she was picked during the Democratic National Convention, not a single Democratic voter got the opportunity to vote for Kamala Harris as their nominee. She's not a good choice. This was apparent when she couldn't even win her own state, when she ran for the Democratic nomination in the last Democratic nominating process. This time, they pushed Joe Biden, who, in retrospect, was obviously in mental decline for years, only to replace him with less than 3 months with someone no one picked to represent them. Is this democracy? It feels more like the dictatorial behavior the Democratic Party always accuses Trump of exhibiting. Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't feel right. Anyway, on to today's post.
Eye opener for September 12, 2024. How did they miss Biden's mental deficiency? If I could see Joe Biden's mental deficiency during the 2020 campaign just by watching him on television, how could those in the same room with Biden not see it? It would be one thing if my perception as it pertained to Biden's mental acuity was proven wrong over the past 3 years of his administration, but it wasn't. If Biden had maintained the same level of competency while speaking, walking, exiting a stage, there might have been an argument for his ability to hold the highest office in the land. If, as Commander-in-Chief, Joe could have focused on the same spectacle holding everyone else's attention like the paratrooper landing right in front of him or the tribute honoring the heroes of D-Day, his handlers might have sounded convincing whenever they claimed he was fit as a fiddle. For those unfamiliar with this colloquialism, it basically means that Biden meets the minimum requirements for the highest office in America. If a person in an Easter Bunny costume has not only stopped Biden from saying too much to the public, but also redirected him as well, there might still be validity to the argument that he shouldn't be forced to retire through Article 25. I mean, this man is arguably the world's most powerful person, and someone in an Easter Bunny costume is giving him directions? Don't believe me? Watch the clip below. After watching, one must really consider what this Easter Bunny interaction really meant. There are only 2 possibilities for this incident. 1. If the person in that bunny costume was simply someone hired from some entertainment agency that provides such entertainment normally provided for children's events, would the costumed individual interrupt the President of the United States of America? I don't think so, and you probably don't either. We must therefore assume that the person playing the Easter Bunny is someone with the authority to not only distract Biden when he's divulging information about Afghanistan, but also redirect Biden away from the people to whom he's talking about Afghanistan. Does a man who requires such distractions sound like someone who should be the leader of the free world? With this and so many videos on the internet proving Biden's obvious mental decline, how could they think he was ready for the debate on June 27? How could I know Biden would fail miserably, but no one around him could? If Biden were mentally proficient and an honest actor, he would realize how incompetent his handlers are for not recognizing the signs of dementia or whatever mental disability we have witnessed over the past 3 years. When observing what has been pushed as a competent leader for years, one can only come to a few reasons to explain why Biden's people, including and especially his wife, would allow this spectacle that was the debate with Trump to occur. In my opinion, the most prominent reasons would be 1, they're all lying and no, Biden doesn't run any part of his administration, or 2, they're trying to replace him with another candidate. Neither of these choices sound like people who want the best for this nation or for Biden. These reasons sound like the excuses of people who simply want to maintain power. It sounds like a group who have no real solutions. It sounds like a group of people who are willing to abuse an old and feeble man to hold on to their illegitimate, immoral, illogical power. If I'm correct, it explains why America is imploding. I say imploding because the downfall we are witnessing is due primarily to the actions of America's leadership and the inaction of its people. With leadership like Biden's, we face a manufactured scarcity as the wealthy seek to buy up the means for food production for pennies on the dollar by attacking farmers in an ever-growing list of countries. With Biden at the helm, America has moved closer to nuclear war, and I challenge anyone to point out any trends that indicate we're not. I'm not claiming that Trump is a great choice, but I would like to point out a few differences between these 2 men. Trump was impeached for threatening to cut off aid to Ukraine. That's billions that could have gone to help the homeless that U.S. cities are now banning from sleeping on the street. More importantly, Trump is the only president since World War II who did not commit America to another immoral, unjust, illegal war or conflict. As for Biden, this remains to be seen, but pushing Russia to declare America an official enemy does not bode well. In 2018, Chris Osman wrote a book highlighting the problems humanity would face if more power, wealth, and control were funneled to a small group of individuals, groups, or organizations. In that book, Mr. Osman provided solutions, from himself and others, to the inevitable problems we would all face. In it, he also provided a means for the public to analyze, compare, and contrast the words and deeds of those we've chosen to follow against our real-world experiences. To this end, Mr. Osman provides the means for readers to disseminate information as provided by their news sources of choice, their elected officials, and any other authority they choose to follow. The book, titled Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America, offers a means to hold leaders up, not just to a higher standard than is currently accepted, but to one that will improve lives. Click the link below and get your copy today.